I wonder if I'll hit episode 20 on the 1st. So the 11th makes episode 16, 18th makes episode 17, 25th. Damn. Damn. Episode 28 is right now slated for the 8th of January. I was hoping to align that to have, episode 20 on the 1st, and I would have to squeeze out 2 episodes this week because we took that Thanksgiving window off. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Ajay Patel Show. My name is Ajay Patel. We are on episode 16. Getting up there in numbers. Like I was just saying, I might do a second episode in one of the weeks coming up so I can have episode 20 land on January 1st. Just a quick reminder for people that haven't listened to previous episodes, but we've talked about kind of the significance of reaching 20 episodes as a podcaster. The stats are, and we're not going to spend too much time on this, 90% of people quit by episode 10. 90% of that 90% quit, that 10% quit by episode 20. So the podcast pool is massive, right? Of course, off the top of your head, you probably have 5, 6, 10, maybe 10 friends that have a podcast, but how many keep it going? So that's been something that I've been hoping to make sure I hit that 20 mark. And then after that, I can say I was at 90 out of 90. Nonetheless, we have basically talking about the holiday season. Obviously, holiday season pretty much starts right after Thanksgiving. People are doing their holiday shopping during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, getting their Secret Santa gifts, that horrible white elephant gifts. What else is there? There's so many occasions around this time period, right? Like half of my friends are having their holiday parties for their companies, Secret Santas amongst friend groups. Of course, you have your family exchanges coming up if you're spending Christmas with your fam on actual Christmas Day, and then whatever else you have. I thought I had it bad because I have, just not that many gifts to give, honestly. So my family has done Christmas pretty big since I was a kid. Honestly, it was probably the most celebrated holiday that we've had. No tie to Jesus or Christianity, anything like that, right? But it was just, you get caught up in the hoopla, right? You get caught up in all the, oh, wow, it's the most happiest time of year. Look, everyone is out there shopping. Everyone's so happy. Let's all get together. And it just serves as like a good excuse to keep getting together, especially nowadays where it's like, it's a hassle for everyone to always get together. Not because it's actually a hassle, but we all complain about pretty much everything. So Christmas has remained that one pillar. Diwali, as important as it is to the culture, it's just never made it to that height because we're in America, right? If we were a family that lived in India, sure, Diwali would probably be 1,000 times more prominent than Christmas. I think I have I spent a Christmas in India? Christmas in any other country doesn't really matter. It's just America that wants to get you caught up in the hoopla, get you buying stuff, and I'm fully guilty of it. I love this shit. I love going out there buying gifts. And I was stressing about it a little bit until I realized like I've lucked out because I don't have to buy any coworkers gifts. I don't have to buy any like extended family gifts. There's a lot of gifts that have to be given out during this time of the year because you don't want to be rude, right? You don't want to be like, ah shit, I didn't get this person anything, but they got me something. So I've lucked out on that part. The holiday party part, though, that is something I am sadly missing out on. I've been working from home since the start of the pandemic, and we don't even have an office anymore. So I don't have any type of that office camaraderie. We don't get together. The majority of the team is across the U.S. We got people in New York, Texas, L.A., all over the place. And so it's pretty much impossible to actually have that gathering to do any of the holiday nonsense. I don't really care about a Secret Santa amongst coworkers. It's just a holiday party. The holiday party is just, there's nothing better than that. There's nothing better than getting together with all the people that you spend your 40 hours a week with and then just getting absolutely trashed. That is the point of the holiday party. It's the most interesting party of the year. You get to see your coworkers be absolute monsters of themselves. You get to finally meet their significant others. You get to meet their wives, maybe, I don't know, kids on some holiday parties. I've never done that, but you get to finally see your coworkers for who they actually are. And it's a great time. I remember when I first started at my company in 2017, I was having a pretty hard time connecting with folks. One, you're the brown dude amongst all these white folks at a government company. You're the young blood. You don't really know what you're doing, but you still want this like, oh, I still want to have that camaraderie with people. I still want to be able to do some water cooler talk. I want people to talk to me. And the way to do that for those that are struggling, that are listening to this right now, is the holiday party. Go to your holiday party, bring your significant other or don't, doesn't really matter. People see you as more of a put together human being if you bring your significant other. So maybe that might help you. But if let's say all of your coworkers are just going by themselves, go by yourself. Go by yourself and just order around the tequila shots. I'm telling you, you may think like, I want to play it cool because I don't want my coworkers to think something of me. Just do it. Just buy the round. Someone in in these group settings, someone is always waiting for someone to do that. Whether it's a group of friends, a group of coworkers, even family at times. Someone is waiting for someone to just break the ice and be like, this is what kind of night it's about to be. We most of the time at these holiday parties, right? There's like a budget that goes around, like, oh, like everyone get whatever you want because the company covers $300 of it, $1,000 of it. So at these tabs, there's no point in holding back, right? Go in there, be cool, right? Don't just walk in there loud. Hey, yeah, let's get some shot. Relax, right? You still want to be cool about it. Go in there, have a drink, understand the layout of where everyone's sitting. Oh, okay, I see that these people are talking to them. Okay, this person's over here. That's that person's boss. Oh, okay. Oh shit, those two coworkers are about to hook up. Oh, interesting. You gotta read the room first before you attack. Then slowly as the night goes on, let's say 10, 11, most of the older folks are getting back to because they got to take the kids to school in the morning. That's when you order the round. That's when you order the round and you let people understand that this is the course of the rest of the night. And also, another common misconception is that, oh, it's just young people that will take tequila shots. Very wrong. Very, very wrong. Some old head, a lady on the older side, they will also take that stuff. They're tenured, right? They want to party. They hate this company that they work at. They're not having fun. Oh, I got to remove these fucking towels out of the background. This is embarrassing. Like I was saying, they want to party too. Everybody wants to have fun. And personally, that's what worked for me. I remember slowly working my way into the circle. I think we were at some outdoor bar in Fort Worth, and I ordered around tequila shots and then another one. And it got to the point where people were like, damn, this dude has a problem. But it worked. It worked for the purpose that I was trying to accomplish. I was trying to get into the inner circle. I was trying to, have everyone laughing, laugh with them. People talk to me talking back. It's just a good time. And that's how you work your way in. And then the next day, sometimes people have it off. We personally did not have it off. So we had to show up to work the next day. Everyone's hungover. It's the best feeling. You will never build any better relationships than being hungover with other people. Hangovers build friendships. I'm telling you, man, capitalize on the holiday party. All that other stuff is nonsense, right? Like Secret Santas, White Elephant. White Elephants are always the same story. Oh, yeah, you can steal the gift twice, and then after that, it's locked. All right. Like there's always one good gift that goes around, gets locked, and the next thing you know, you end up with, I don't know, a wine bottle. Like you're just participating to participate. Secret Santa, I don't really know a lot of work groups that do Secret Santa, but in your friend groups, you do Secret Santa, and that's just much more fulfilling, right? You're getting something for someone that you care about with no expectations in return. And that's where the problem lies sometimes, where personally, I remember this was in high school. We did some Secret Santa thing, and it was in our student council class. It was don't make fun of me for being in a student council class, but I was a well-rounded student. We had Secret Santa in this class, and it was probably like a group of 12 of us. And I remember I had this girl, and I didn't know that she also had me. So it creates this weird relationship where it's like, now I expect you to give me something of equivalent or better value than what I gave compared to what I gave you. Yeah, that makes sense. Her wish list was some stuff from Victoria's Secret, not nothing nasty, right? No like lingerie or anything like that, but it was just like the perfume side of things. Perfume, the lip gloss. I went in there, did all of that stuff, and this is on a high school salary, a high school wallet. In return, I got a box of donuts, a box of 8 glazed donuts from 7-Eleven. And the worst part is you can't react, right? Like, yeah, I mean, you can react, and then it's like, oh, like, why does he always get so angry? But it's like, oh yeah, like, you're just smiling, and then you're eating the donuts, and you're trying to make light of it. She after that, she was like, oh, like, should I give you like a $25 gift card? I was like, this is awkward, right? I'm not allowed to ask you for the thing afterwards. Most of the time with these Secret Santa exchanges, anyways, it's always the thing that someone already asked for. Someone's like, yeah, I want a wine glass. And then the gift exchange time comes. Oh, it's a wine glass. Like, Secret Santa to me is sometimes a bit like, damn, bro, like I hate the wish list. I think that I remember like Elfster has something like that. Even in my family, we do Secret Santa now because it's like it becomes way too much if you're getting everyone gifts. So the Secret Santa list is also something that bugs me. The list. Secret Santa concept is great. Fun, haha, hoo hoo, awesome. Until people are like, "Oh, let's all go up there and act like the person we have." We got to stop doing that. Someone's going to get offended one of these times and it's not going to go great. But back to the Secret Santa list. I personally do not like the list because I used to pride myself on being a good gift giver. This year has kind of drove me to the ground with gifts. I don't know whether it's just because of other factors going on in life, and I'm just like, I really don't want to deal with this stuff. But I pride myself on being a good gift giver. It's very simple. If it's a guy, and this is a problem with a lot of guys want tech, and throughout the year, they'll just buy themselves that tech. And guys don't normally, right? I'm just speaking for the majority subset. Subset, I guess it's just the majority, where it's like, oh, he already gets himself everything he wants throughout the year. So what am I supposed to get him? So I guess I'm in the giving advice territory now, where it's like, for a dude, this is my advice to ladies or even dudes, whoever's got to get a guy a gift, brother-in-law, dad, boyfriend, husband, don't matter. They're normally already going to have all the electronics they want. And nothing about any type of like clothing items is really going to put a smile on their face, right? Yeah, they'll be like, oh, awesome, you got me this hoodie. It's like, it's got to be a dope hoodie. So, for example, if the person normally wears like Nike hoodies around the house and all that stuff, then maybe you get him an OVO hoodie. You get him a little designer hoodie where it's like, oh yeah, you didn't have this. And that's how you elevate the game there. For tech, you kind of have to be a little bit creative. And now with TikTok, there's just a freaking fountain of this stuff where it's like, oh, look at this toiletry bag, look at this bag. And at my age, stuff like that where it's like, oh shit, these toys that are more so for utilization, right? Like, oh, now I'm more of an efficient packer with these packing cubes. That's what gets a dude going nowadays. Now we move over to the women's side. Not a very complicated process. And no, it's not, oh, get perfume, get, designer this, designer that. It's really not. The only thing designer that will help, right? Obviously, you can spend $1,000 and get an LV bag or whatever, right? They're going to like that. But it's also a little cheap cop out. And a lot of times you don't want to spend $1,000 for this stuff. It's not their birthday, it's Christmas. 2 brands is the way to go. Alo Yoga and Sephora. I personally believe that this is Alo's year. Of course, everyone's like, oh, Lulu this, Lulu that. Guys have gotten into the Lulu game now. Guys wear Lulu pants and they're like, hey, bro, like these pants, they're not, you got to try them. They're the ABC ones. Everyone, as soon as the guys have the stuff from that store, it's lost its value, right? Guys aren't wearing Aritzia. That's why women still love it. Lululemon has lost that value. Alo Yoga, don't see a lot of guys wearing that stuff. And with it being trending how it has been, that if you get something from Alo, you're good. The issue is sometimes people don't know sizes. And then it can become a weird little exchange, right? Where it's like, oh, you thought I was a large? My bad, you know? So that's why I keep my number one as still Sephora. So I don't know what it is about Sephora because I used to be a big Ulta shopper, ULTA. I don't know whether this is a thing all across the United States. Growing up in Dallas, there was an Ulta. And that's where I would go and buy the Naked palette, the Naked 2 palette, the Naked 2 palette. Oh, the Naked 2 bronze palette. Oh, nice. I'll get this. But now there's no way, as a guy that doesn't keep up with makeup or skincare, especially the trending ones, right? There's no way to keep up with this stuff. Luckily, the people in Sephora are absolute magicians. Go to the bathroom and look at what she has. Go to Sephora and just be like, hey, look, here's a picture of other things she has. Don't even describe it, right? You don't want to sound dumb. Be like, oh, yeah, she uses this concealer. Sir, that's not concealer. Oh, my bad. No. Boom. Just like that, they'll literally be like, well, I recommend this product because da 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 da. And you don't care, right? You're not like, oh, yeah, I understand what retinol is. It doesn't matter. You can literally just get the thing that they recommend, and when you get home, it's going to be the best gift ever. Half the war is just being in that Sephora bag. But that's my advice. For all of this gift giving season, that is my advice for all guys, for all girls. Trust me, it works. So with that being said, I'm still in the midst of all my holiday shopping. That's what I kind of spent this past week doing, where it's just like, oh, okay, like let's go through TikTok and look up gifts for this, gifts for that. Like, let's start narrowing this list down. And I want to just send it all, right? Like I just want it all to just show up in Amazon boxes. I want to just wrap it and put it under the tree. Outside of that, we had our apartment holiday party. And like I said earlier, where it's like hangovers make friends, this still holds true at all ages. I repeat, the hangovers make friends. We didn't expect much of it. The turnouts have been decent, and they had a DJ, they had some bartenders there this time. So that was a step up. And on top of that, the turnout was awesome. And there's just a certain point in the night where it's like, if people keep staying, right, it'll keep getting fun. Sure, you can go there and do show face, hey, and you'll be fine, right? You'll have friends at a baseline level where you get into the elevator, hey. But if you continue partying with them, that's where the friends are made. And so we did that this past week. On top of that, watched a bunch of movies. We watched Candy Cane Lane, which is actually based on a strip of houses here in El Segundo near where I am in Culver City. I definitely recommend it. It's a movie with Eddie Murphy, still probably what I believe is the greatest comedic actor. On top of that, we watched the movie The Archies. For those that don't know, The Archies is basically, man, I'm not going to be the greatest at describing it, so I apologize in advance, but it was a comic book made back in the day, and then they repurposed it into almost like this musical with all of the quote unquote Nepo babies. What is a Nepo baby? It's basically one of these Bollywood stars had a kid, or they have a nephew, niece, someone in the family, and they are the star or one of the stars of this movie. All of the stars in this movie were under the age of probably 22. They're all playing high school students about to go to college, saving this town. And I will say, it was pretty good. It was a little long and had maybe like one or two extra songs, and it ran for 2 hours, 20 minutes. So you'll need some pause breaks. But as far as like, damn, these kids are talented type stuff, I thought it was pretty good. You expect almost some level of failure, right? Where it's like, you don't have it like your dad. Your aunt is just better than you at this. And obviously that's true, right? These kids are 18, 20 years old. But I guess at the same, I'm not actually. I really think I'm over guessing it here. Let me just look up the ages. Okay, never mind. I have too many tabs open. I don't want to find the age of this kid. But basically, it's like these kids are still young, and to see them dancing, singing, and acting, doing all of that at that age, it's still pretty impressive. So I definitely recommend watching that. Candy Cane Lane, I'd skip over that, but watch the Archies and let me know what you think. For those that know or don't know, it's holiday season, like I was saying, and I have been working with Express for the past 4 years. So this is my good old ad read of this. And Once again, I will always have a link in my bio, this episode, past episodes, where you can shop my affiliate link through Express. I definitely recommend them. Don't think of them as that old brand that has the big old lion on the chest and all these weird, high school outfits. They've stepped their shit up. So I definitely recommend going out there, getting your guy a gift, getting your girl a gift. Just go shop, go look at what they have, and you'll be like, oh shit, maybe these high rise pants don't need to cost $1,000 from Aloe. Get them from Express. We haven't talked sports in a while, and something pretty big happened this past week. I guess a couple things, but one thing, the biggest to me, was this MLB contract. For people that don't like sports, don't swipe away or skip over, pause for a permanent amount of time yet. This shit's pretty interesting, and I think you'll like it. But this baseball player named, let me get this shit right because I ain't trying to get canceled early on in my career. Shohei Ohtani signed a contract for $700 million for 10 years. It is quite literally the largest contract in sports history. From CBS Sports, it is the largest contract in sports history, eclipsing Lionel Messi's $673 million contract with FC Barcelona. Yo, this dude, $700 million for 10 years. This dude is a pitcher playing baseball. For those that have if your kid is playing any other sport other than baseball right now, I understand baseball is not the coolest sport, but 700 million, bro. For those that don't know and are like, damn, how the hell do people get paid this much for baseball? Baseball is actually the one sport that does not have a salary cap like other sports. And I think it's a lot of nonsense because all of these sports can break a certain amount and then they just have to pay a certain luxury tax on top of that. For example, the Mavericks, I think, recently did that where they broke how much they're allowed to pay all the sum total of all their players, and then a luxury tax gets hit. When that luxury tax normally gets distributed across like season ticket holders. So our season tickets went up in price this year because of that Kyrie Irving edition. In baseball, I'm not sure the intricacies of it, but 700 million, bro. This dude could literally fund the war and save Palestine. 700 million. It's insane. And on top of that, the other reason why I would push for you to send your kid into baseball is it's the safest sport. You rarely see many injuries. You rarely see people getting hurt. Like, this is a safe bet. Obviously, the pitcher still has to perform and his role may change up and he may, start doing bad, but he'll still be healthy, right? He'll still be able to play with his kids when he goes home. During these big contracts and stuff, like in baseball, you don't get any contact. The worst thing that'll happen is someone goes for a base and they slide into another person. It's a small collision and it's fine. Or you get into a fist fight, and that could happen in any sport. That could happen in any real life encounter. In football, you got these dudes that are absolutely destroying their brains, banging each other. Basketball, you see a lot of injuries where it's leg focused, right? A lot of muscles in the knee, ankles, bone fractures. And then it's like, damn, bro, you can't even walk the same. One of my favorite players to watch back in the day was this guy named Brandon Roy. I want to hope I'm getting that name right, but dude was a killer. And he literally stopped playing basketball at a very early age, probably near his prime, because he was like, I want to be able to play with my kids. I don't want to walk off this court one day and just not be able to be mobile at all. So that, once again, baseball, bro, 700 million, and you don't have to run into anyone. You probably got to work out a little bit, right? You're not doing like a soccer diet where you got to be in tip top shape. These dudes are big boys. 700 million. And don't get me wrong, right? I understand there's a level of skill here where it's like, oh, well, this dude's really good at what he does. I get it. And I'm sure there's going to be bigger contracts, just how inflation works. But right, and as of now, that's crazy. In addition to that, the Lakers and LeBron James win the first in-season tournament ever held. Now, this isn't the most prominent thing, and I think it is getting a little bit too much emphasis. Like, they were popping champagne back there and stuff, but it was a cool concept that the NBA created. At first, I was like, this is pretty dumb, and half the people don't even understand what it is. And then I don't know whether it came afterwards or it was already something that was pre-existing, where each player that wins, the winning team, each player will get a $500,000 bonus. And obviously for players like LeBron, other big names that you may know about, they're already cashing in. But those people at the end of the bench where it's like they maybe play 12 minutes a game, 0 minutes a game. There's someone that just got signed. They don't make millions of dollars. They're probably still on these rookie contracts, and those aren't very profitable. And you have no type of brand deals, right? You're not working with Nike. You're not in any of these Subway commercials. So that $500,000 paycheck, I really think made a big difference for a lot of people. It almost brought like the child back out of all these players, where it's like you are finally just competing as hard as you possibly can. Because it's a 1-game system, right? It's not a 7-game system like how the NBA playoffs works or MLB, how that works also. This is, you win this game and you go on to the next game, right? It's a tournament. It's a bracket where it's a single game elimination. And watching that game last night where I was just like, damn, bro, this dude LeBron is actually next level. On top of that, Anthony Davis, holy shit, this team could be so good if people just stayed healthy. And so, yeah, it was awesome that they won. And it was awesome seeing that glimpse of what the Lakers could be for a game, or I guess a stretch of games, but I only watched the finals one. But I don't think this means a lot, right? The whole like, oh, they won the first in-season tournament. All right, like no one's going to really be talking about this at the end of the year. People are just going to talk about, did they make the playoffs? How deep did they go in the playoffs? Could they beat Denver? So I get it. Like the hoopla right now kind of just gives some basketball talk because it's not like these dudes are going to be playing hard 82 games of the year leading up to the playoffs where it actually matters. But right now, it really has helped kind of give a little push in the basketball space because obviously football being the most popular sport in America absolutely dominates any type of basketball attention. On that note, like I got hyped up. Literally, I instantly went to go find when the next Lakers game was. I was like, oh shit, I gotta go see the GOAT. Gotta go see the greatest of all time. If anyone tells you that MJ is better than LeBron, just ignore them. Just fully ignore them. And if they don't like LeBron, they're like, oh yeah, he's not even top 10. Just walk out of that room. I was looking up Lakers tickets and that shit is actually next level expensive. So I'm just gonna go to a Clippers game at this point. Oh man, I wanted to talk about the McDonald's new Cosmics that's opening up near Chicago. Or I guess probably a couple towns outside of Chicago. But it's basically just like another Dutch Bros. Maybe I'll pull it up in the next episode once it I think it opens up this week. So we'll have a little bit more to talk about. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you guys happy holidays. I'll be here next week. No worries. But thank you again. My name has been Ajay Patel, and goodbye.